What would you do if you woke up in a soundproof trailer, chained to a table, and a voice starts telling you what's about to happen to your body? This isn't a horror movie. This was real life for dozens of women, and the man behind it was David Parker Ray, better known as the Toy Box Killer. David Parker Ray lived in a small town in New Mexico. From the outside, he seemed like an ordinary mechanic, but hidden behind his property was a trailer, a homemade torture chamber he called the Toy Box. Inside were surgical tools, chains, pulleys, whips, a mirror placed above the table, and most horrifying of all, tape recordings of Ray describing in detail what he was about to do to his victims. Ray allegedly abducted and tortured up to 60 women over several years. Authorities believe the real number could be even higher. His girlfriend, Cindy Hendy, helped him lure and trap women. She later testified that Ray would sometimes show her how he disposed of the bodies, possibly in nearby Elephant Butte Lake. Strangely, no human remains were ever found. But everything changed in 1999, when a woman named Cynthia Vigil managed to escape. She had been chained and tortured for days. But when Ray left his keys unattended, she took her chance, unlocking herself, kicking open the door and running barefoot, naked, and bleeding into the New Mexico desert. She made it to a nearby mobile home where she called the police, and when authorities arrived at Ray's property, what they found would haunt them forever. Inside the trailer, now infamous as the Toy Box, were detailed journals of torture, shelves of surgical instruments, whips, leg spreaders, saws, even diagrams of human anatomy. And then there was the audio cassette, a chilling recording Ray played for his victims, calmly explaining what was going to happen to them, step by step. Ray was arrested and charged with dozens of crimes, including kidnapping, rape, and sexual torture. Thanks to the testimonies of survivors and his girlfriend-turned-accomplice, Cindy Hendy, prosecutors were able to piece together the scope of his horrors. He was sentenced to 224 years in prison, but he died of a heart attack in 2002, just before he was to be fully sentenced. To this day, no bodies have ever been recovered, but Ray kept meticulous notes, including dates, descriptions, and even drawings. If this case chilled you, subscribe to the Case Vault for more disturbing stories from the darkest corners of humanity.